ta. Thank you for clicking like. Thank you for clicking subscribe. Thank you for following us for the Instagram. Me myself, you can find me at zi.from Africa, one word, because my name is Z and I am from Africa. Welcome to Tea with Z. We are brewing a nice, beautiful pot of tea.
But you said Z with, what happened to Whitney?
Because you are the guest.
Oh, I'm the guest?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's Tea with Z, baby. Now, as you see, we have our water boiling already. Now we're going to turn it off and let it cool down, simmer.
Simmer.
Cool.
Who got the keys to the
bimmer? Who am I? Can you tell them who you are?
My name is Whitney House. I am the CEO of The Creative Era, and today I'm here with Z from Africa, and we brewing up this tea because it's about to go down.
Cool down, simmer a little bit. I have my tea blend here. The choice for today is we started off the base where we've infused the tea water for hours and hours and hours.
Literally.
We slow cooked this ginger. So it was ginger. So this is ready to drink as is. It's a natural ginger tea. It will help you with your digestive system. It's a good bubulash for you. I've added some pineapple in there, and then I spiced it up with a cinnamon stick.
Ooh.
I put some allspice and I put cardamom in there.
Okay.
And then for the tea itself, it's a blend I just made. We have some spearmint, we have some lemon, we have some dried orange peel, dried ginger, dried berries, and then this in Jamaica they call sorrel.
Okay.
In Africa it's called bisap or sobolo.
Sobolo. See, I'm getting it down.
And in Mexico they call it Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Going to dump all our good material property
This is a fancy
in
teapot.
there, and then we let it steep for about 5 minutes. So go ahead, honey child, get yourself a cup of tea, get yourself some honey to sweeten it up if you like it sweet. Get what you get. Remember, always
Slick them edges.
lay down the edges. Lay down the
edges. Get you a good toothbrush. This is the old school. Get you a good toothbrush and you slick that thing, and you keep slicking that thing, and before you know it, you got some slick edges.
To do today, folks, for our conversation with Tea with Z. Last week and earlier this week we asked you to submit some questions. Thank you to everybody who sent the questions. I don't know if you got 1,000, but I got quite a few.
Yeah, I got quite a few, and I definitely had to like scan through all of my DMs that I had. Okay, you guys, so I appreciate that you guys sent some very interesting questions. Okay?
And if you really think I'm crazy, they say show me your friends and I will tell you your character. Go in my DM.
That's
the things that are in my DM. Oh, chale.
Factory.
But anyway, we have selected about 10 questions. We will be answering them in this episode. Thank you for coming. Come again and again and again, and be ready for these answers.
And if you guys have more questions, drop a comment, slide in one of our DMs. Z from Africa. He only wants selective DMs, okay? I get 1,000 a day, so I'll try to get through, as many as I can.
Just one correction. Whitney said if you still have questions, slide in the DM. Feel free to slide in her DM. Don't come to me anymore. Those doors are closed. When we ask questions, you must ask. Don't wait until the end. Now I'm not even opening your DM because you don't know how to follow instructions.
You guys, I will follow him. I'm lying. Just still slide in my DM, alright? So our first question was, what is your favorite cereal?
Cereal Bomboclad, you don't know, you know this, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and if you say otherwise, go fix your whole life. I'm sipping my tea.
Our favorite cereal is, what is my favorite cereal? We got Apple Jacks, and then we got Fruity Pebbles. Alright, moving on right along. Next question is for, you can say for both of us. Are you still single?
Of course, baby, I talk about it all the time. I'm single, I'm ready to mingle, I'm single like a dollar bill, I'm single single like the last Pringle. Slide in my DM to your short ladies. If the spirits align us the right way, we can both have a good time. Yeah, I will not say too much before I criminalize myself. But I will say this. There is one lady that I am very much in like with, and I don't want to say too much about her, but she's out of state. She lives in Nebraska. She's African. She's from Congo. In my eyes, she's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
I like the way she's ambitious. I like the way she takes care of her family.
Okay.
She's very studious. She's smart. She's involved. She can work with her hands, and she has something upstairs there. So if anything ever happen, I know my kids will be fine if we ever have kids together. But besides that, lady, if you want to shoot your shot, I'm still single.
It was at this moment he knew. He f***ed up.
Yes. So Z here is still single. I am in a make-believe marriage in my head. But you know, I'm still partially still single until I officially get my ring. But you know, still single, child. And I'm not ready to mingle with anybody because some of y'all being a hot mess. So if you're gonna try to holler at me, make sure you got all of your things in order. Okay, child. Moving right along. The next question is for Z. What was it like to come from Africa to America?
Wow. Where did I start? Okay, so most if not all Africans are usually like, oh my gosh, I'm going to America, my life is gonna be so much better, yada 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 yada. I had like a quickie of excitement. I got my visa, my family called to me like, oh, you're coming to America. I'm like, yay. And then I slowed down and I look at the life I was living in Africa. I looked at my friends. At that time, I was dating 3 girls at the same time, and most of them knew it. Actually, all of them knew it.
What kind of life you was living, brother?
Oh, sister, my African life was like a life story. Eh?
We can see.
It was a movie. I enjoyed myself when I was in Africa. I was hanging out with my friends. We were chilling. Like, I loved my neighborhood. I grew up in Mzilikazi. It's the hood, you know, you're walking, there's the spirit. I loved my life and I loved my African life, right? And then you hear, oh, you're coming to America, so you think, oh, America is beautiful. Everybody has a big house, everybody has a nice car with a swimming pool inside the car and inside the yard, everywhere swimming pool.
Where he got that information
jacuzzi. From? You think the road is like golden with real gold, you know, that they show you on the TV and the music videos, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, America's so good, so popping. I got here, the first neighborhood I went to was East New York.
East New York? Ain't that
Brooklyn,
rough? That's not rough.
And child, at that time, the word gentrification wasn't even known. So it was back in the day where it was still rough, but it was doable. So I lived in East New York, and you know, if you grew up in Mzilikazi, East New York is worse than Makokoba. Fixing it now, like there's gentrification and all this stuff, and neighborhoods are reshaping and reforming themselves. But long story short, I was very disappointed when I got to America. I know I was really disappointed. I thought, like,
oh,
you know,
I'm sorry that you had a bad experience with coming to New York.
Yeah, I think that I hope I answered your question. Whoever you are, I love you.
Moving right along, that's very interesting. Everyone, send Z some hearts from America so that he knows that he's loved by Americans. Okay.
And then they turn around and say, go back where you came from. And then you say you love me. Kick me out. I am taking my African tacos with me. If I ever hear that you make African taco without Z, I am suing you. From Zimbabwe.
So the next question is for me. Whitney, where were you born and raised? Child. Your girl was born and raised in Harlem, baby. We do the Harlem shit. The other question
is that why you are such a bird?
Did he just? That's disrespectful. That's just pure disrespectful. Nobody listen. If my Harlem people just heard what
I live in Harlem. I'm not shitting on Harlem. I'm
you
shitting
was not
on
born
you.
and raised in Harlem.
I'm shitting on you. I live in Harlem.
Nah,
and, honey child, do you know what I'm doing? I'm sipping my tea.
Anywho, the other part of that question was, how does it feel to be born and raised where you live?
I wasn't born and raised where I live. I was born and raised in Zimbabwe, and it was fucking fantastic. It was phenomenal.
What was your most favorite place?
Where, in Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
My grandma's house. My grandma's house, where I spent most of my childhood. At 74 Msiligazi. The thing is, with living in Zimbabwe and growing up, the time that I grew up, I got to experience like a little bit of sweet delight in terms of I had access to foreign currency, so
you got coins?
at that point, at that time in my life, I had coins in my life. Like, we had a helper who lived in us. I don't want to say a maid, but we had a maid in the house.
We had coins, y'all. Yeah, and here we are asking for coins. He got real coins, y'all.
Nah.
Meanwhile, we over here talking about, can we get some coins? He got coins.
No, life was really good. Like, I went to a private school. I had really good education. That's why my English is kind of good. And then there was a shift in like politics in Zimbabwe, and then things just started going down. Like, the inflation was like super hyper. Like, shit you not. One day I was sick. We go to the hospital, and then they write me a prescription, and I go to the pharmacy, and we realized we didn't have enough cash. So we go back home, and our helper went back to the city to go and buy the meds. When she got to the city, the price for the meds had gone up.
What?
Yeah, and then she had to come back home and get more
Wow.
money. And when she went back again, it had went up again.
Wow.
Yeah. That was Zimbabwe. Like, they'd cut off the water, they'd cut off the electricity.
Wow.
There was a shortage of like the staple. There was a shortage of bread. But through all that, the people were still happy. People were still living. People were still socializing. There was like community bonds, and it wakes up your hustle spirit. Because now I'm gonna end up talking too much. Let's tune in another time to hear more about my African
Tell
stories.
us more, Z.
No. Come.
I can't relate to Z. I didn't grow up with coins, okay? Your girl grew up with barely any coins, okay? My grandmother was a single mother. She was out here trying to raise everybody.
I was raised by my grandma too. Oh, clap handy for grandma.
So my grandma was out here trying to get her coins together so she could raise me and the rest of her family, okay? And growing up in Harlem, it wasn't that bad, child. I was just out here trying to live my best life. And around that time, I'm gonna give you guys a secret. My grandmother had caught dementia around when I turned like 14. So 14, 15, 16, I got away with a lot of stuff, y'all. Like a lot of stuff. Like me staying out to like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning as a teenager. I had a great I could say it wasn't a bad teenage life growing up in Harlem. Like, it was good. Like, I enjoyed, you know, hanging out with people. Especially when I was growing up, I didn't really hang out with females. I really hung out with a lot of dudes. So that's probably why wow, this is just disrespectful. I'm over here telling my heart about my life, and this is what you do?
Touch my body.
Anyway, that is the conclusion of how your girl was born and raised in Harlem. Anywho, moving right along.
Zip it on top.
This is for Z.
Uh-oh.
What inspired you to start cooking, child?
Oh, my grandma. Foundation of the story, little backstory. I have like really bad chronic asthma, so I couldn't be active too much, and we had to be careful because the more active I was, the easier it is for me to like trigger myself for an asthma attack. So
True.
The less attacks I have, the less medicine I have to use, which means we kind of saved money. So I really couldn't be active, so that's why I suck in sports. So no, it's really true. It's really, when other kids were playing soccer outside, I had to be indoors, and my grandma had to find creative ways to like keep me busy and help me stay out of trouble. So I started cooking with her, helping her out, and then one day she got really sick and like she couldn't eat it. Like there was no food for her to eat because she was like sick, and she wasn't gonna stand in front of a hot stove and cook.
True.
I think I was like 7 at that time.
You started cooking at 7?
Yeah.
Ooh, child. My grandma was like,
Grade 2. Yeah.
Do not put your
two.
hands on that stove, child, or you getting punched in the head.
So I cooked for my grandma. I cooked a nice meal, and the reaction she gave me as she ate that meal and she enjoyed it and she was receptive of it, it gave me joy, it gave me life, it gave me brightness. I'm like, oh wow, I can do this. And from there, dish has systematically influenced the next. So I've been inspired since then to just keep cooking. It's like, it gives me joy to like share my feelings on a plate and give them to someone, and someone is like, oh wow, this is really good, and they receive it and they love it.
And you could definitely see that in Z's work. Go check him out at Z.Africa. Oh, Z from Africa, my bad. Z dot from Africa.
Thank
okay,
you,
child. And do you remember what your first meal was for your grandma?
Yes.
What was it?
It was an egg scramble. I cut onions, I cut tomatoes, fried them up a little bit in oil, and then I put eggs in there, and then you scramble it together. And then I made some toast and tea. That was it.
Oh, grandma had the.
Oh, my grandma loved some tea. Like, my grandma loved tea. Anytime anyone walked into my grandma's house, she'd be like, put the kettle on the stove.
Which is very interesting because Z is definitely a tea drinker and I'm definitely a coffee drinker. And I got my coffee habits from my grandma. And so I'm assuming that you might have got your tea habits from your grandma.
Of course, baby. Of course. I mean, I have really bad anxiety. So if I drink coffee, I end up doing this. Like, no, coffee is like not my best friend. And then systematically, I grew up drinking coffee with my grandma. So one more again. Clap handy for grandma.
Move right along. The next question is for both of us. What is the color of your toothbrush?
What the what kind of are you trying to do? You're going to come to my house and say, ah! Strangely, it's kind of like this color, the cover of my phone, but a little bit brighter, so like a teal aqua kind of mix. I get it from Trader Joe's. It's like one of those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like it because it's the shape is weird. It's really like designed to fit in your mouth really well. Pause. It's kind of bent over and it's gonna sound really dirty, but it's kind of bent over in the end to hit the angles in the back, and it feels comfortable in my mouth.
My answer to that question is I don't remember what color is my toothbrush. Okay, I change it.
Do you even brush your teeth?
Yeah, child, I have to brush these things. Okay, child, I smile all day. No, I don't know what color my toothbrush is. I don't know the details of it. Listen, I just pick the toothbrush up and I brush my darn teeth and that's it, child. I ain't got time for all that. Listen, I got other things to be paying attention to. Just as long as the toothbrush does its job. Alright,
But whoever asked that question, that's really some stalker.
So we have 2 more questions. Who was the last person you held hands with?
Held or shake hands?
No, held. Like you went like this. Wow. I'm gonna sip my tea on this one, y'all. I'm gonna sip my tea on this one, y'all.
I really don't remember. This is bad.
This is bad. This is real bad. Y'all pray for him. Put some prayer hands at the bottom.
Oh, I know who it was. It was this is really, oh my gosh, it was last week's Sunday, not this past Sunday, the Sunday before. And it's a very lovely lady from South Africa. She makes bomb.com soaps. It's all natural soaps. They're made from shea butter. She does like a lot of bodywork stuff, shea butter lotion, shea butter soap, coconut mask. What am I saying? Coconut masks, charcoal masks, and all this stuff. Her name is Taga, and her brand is called Shewa. Follow them, follow her, hold her hand.
Okay, that was a great plug-in. I'm glad we brought it back. He brought it back. He brought it back. The last person I held hands with is my 4-year-old nephew.
Aww. I call him something else, but I can't call him what I call him right here because there's a lot of people watching and they still want my life.
Yes, he definitely needs his life.
But that's my little man, my little big bro.
All right. Next question.
Closing umzwaba, but very last question.
Do you still talk to your crush?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's the same girl I mentioned in. Actually, I have hoish tendencies. I'm not going to lie. I tend to like a lot of people. It's 2019. I'm not going to stand on one foot if I have two. So I am not going to again put all my eggs in one basket. If I like you, I like you, I like you, I like you, it's okay because we have not committed to each other yet. So yes, I still talk to my crush. And yeah, I still talk to all my crushes. Oh,
actually the question was, I'm lying. The question was, do you still talk to your first crush?
Do I still talk to my first crush?
Do you even remember who your first crush
was? Yes, I remember my first crush. My first crush was my actual first girlfriend, and we kind of talk on and off. She's back home in Africa now. She has a man. But yeah, I think we're on good terms and good vibes.
That's good. Do I still... No, I do not talk to my first crush. Because child, listen. Child, no. But I have a recent crush.
Ooh, juicy, juicy.
But I ain't saying nothing, okay? I say nothing.
You know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? You're sipping your tea.
I'm sipping my tea on that one, and we're gonna keep this thing.
I finished
flowing.
mine already.
I finished mine too.
Boom.
You guys enjoy this little question and answer situation. Yo, bruh.
It's
I
the
hope
tea.
you guys. Nah, it ain't no tea, bruh. It ain't no tea. Anywho.
Nonsense.
Anywho, whatever. We almost done or whatever, and
leave me alone. Thank you for coming. Next time we tell you to put questions, you better put so we can pick your question and answer your question. And if you don't slide in my DM asking me questions. I'm not going to answer.
I'll answer your questions, but after I read through all other thousands of questions.
And anyway,
but if my crush slides into my DM, if he slides into my DM, don't mind, I'll answer it. Send some coins so we can support Z from Africa.
Again, like the nail lady in the nail salon say, come back again and again and again.
We gonna holler at y'all on the flip side. On the dip side.
Zibida-ta-ta.